All right. It is clear that the Harris campaign has employed Mark Cuban to go out on the trail and go on the attack against Donald Trump. So Mark Cuban has gone on Theo Von's podcast here. We have a clip where he is absolutely dismantling and destroying Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and watch and react.
He's ripped off, I can't even tell you how many people, right? People I know, right? That he's ripped off.
I mean, there's been a lot of alleged issues with
No, I'm telling you
contractors.
about, yeah, I'm telling you people I know, right? He, like Barbara Corcoran, she said something about this from Shark Tank, right? He hired her or asked her to sell a bunch of condos in a new building that he put up. And she did. Sold everything she asked. He offered her $4 million. He wouldn't pay her. She had to sue him just to get her money.
But how does somebody benefit by behaving like that? Like as a
When
Because, and before he even, this is a story we've heard so many times that Trump doesn't pay. He doesn't pay his lawyers. He doesn't pay people that work for him, people that do business for him. He will only come up and pay if you absolutely force him, with every single letter of the law. You have to absolutely, because that's his business model. His business model is get people to do as much free work for me, scam as much people as I can, so that I don't have to pay out as much as possible. So I could squeeze the most possible money out of these suckers that can't afford to get a lawyer, can't afford to defend themselves. That's the business model that he discovered. His business model is fraud. It's always been fraud. And he's the one that always talks about, they're cheating, they're the fraudsters. He cheats incessantly at golf. He cheats in business. He tried to cheat and steal the last election. His whole being and his whole model is fraud. So that's what Mark Cuban is pointing out here, and it's just the reality. If you don't see it, if you don't believe it, I don't know what to tell you, but there's too much evidence to deny it at this point.
and that's the only way you know. I mean, he was born rich, right? He's never had to find his, Damon
oh
John.
yeah, he's always had good hair, dude. Rich people always have clean hair. I remember.
I don't know about that, but Trump University, Trump Foundation, Trump Soho, just example after example where he ripped off hard-working Americans again and again and again. And to think all of a sudden he just changed who he is, just not the case. Like, look what he's doing fucking now, right? A mint silver coin. If you're a billionaire, right? All of a sudden you just made $1 billion. You took your company public. You put $1 billion in the bank. Are you going to be selling silver medallion coins?
What do they look like?
So I think and Theo Von doesn't want to talk shit at this point because he just had Trump on, and Theo Von doesn't quite know where he belongs. He's doing this like political circuit at this point, or at least the political people are reaching out and saying, "Hey, we want to reach your audience. We want to talk to your audience. So can we get in on your podcast?" And Theo Von, I think he's actually kind of a smart guy. He's sort of intuitive, and he understands like real life situations. I don't think he knows anything about politics, and I don't really know. He doesn't have a place right now. I think he's sort of trying to find out what his place is in politics. If anything, maybe he'll sort of pull out of it. But he just had Trump on recently, and so he doesn't want to talk shit about Trump because he might, want to have him on again, or keep a friendship there. But then at the same time, he just had Bernie Sanders on before that, and now he's having Mark Cuban. So he's literally all over the political spectrum, which I think is great. I think it's fine to, have a space where it's open enough where you actually can bring every and any voice in and have a discussion. Um, but yeah, so I just sort of see that dynamic. And yeah, in terms of Trump, like, yeah, he's not an actual billionaire. He doesn't have as much money as he says he is. He's hawking, these medallion coins, Trump sneakers. He just came out with this like, fake watch that he's selling. He sell, posters and calendars, and he's just a cheap knockoff salesman that has advertised his way to the top and has convinced people that he's something that he's not. And he's not. It's like I get really passionate about this because I really want people to see what I see, which I see is the reality of the situation. He's just a con artist. He's a scammer. He's a con artist. He's a fraudster. And that's what he's done his whole life. And it's not any different when he's president. And it's not going to be any different if he wins the election again. So.
Like,
Does it matter?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
You
Is
know
it
what I'm
bad?
talking? It's just
Oh, is it like so? Oh, you mean like
you
one
like
of
the
those?
commemorative coins,
Oh, commemorative
right?
coin bells,
He's
dude.
selling
Oh, that's
sneakers.
gangster, bro.
But why, if you're rich, selling sneakers, right?
Because
NFTs.
Donald also has a, he has a very
Look at this shit,
those
right?
fucking
They're so gaudy and they're so fucking, I don't know. Anyway, Mark Cuban doing a good job going on in these spaces and spreading that message. He's the kind of voice that can convince, some of the center right leaning, young white male type populations, the business guys, the finance guys, the money manager guys to come over to that side and see the reality of the situation, which is Trump is a fraudster and he is not the guy that should be running this country. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.